Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 14 and my picks for Week 15 for the 2022 NFL season. Check it out. If you're wondering, yes, I'm wearing my I Love Breakfast t-shirt again. And I got my reasons later, we'll just get to that in a bit. But anyways, my picks for Week 14, my thoughts about Week 14, the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Rams game. Just another choke for Josh McDaniels, and that's it. As I was saying, as I was continuing on with the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets, Josh Allen doesn't look like Josh Allen, but he got the win, but the defense still hold on. So, other than that was a very, very good battle. So, for the New York Jets, I thought they were going to get a win at some point, but they didn't. But what can you do? The Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns, that was a big, big win for Cincinnati. That was a much, much win they needed again. They had a big win last week against Kansas City, and then they had a big win against Cleveland. So, that was pretty good on that one. The Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Now, Minnesota is probably holding on to their own destiny. So is Detroit Lions, they're both trying to fight for the division and probably fight for the playoffs. So, that was a big win for Detroit, though, and a tough loss for Minnesota. So, we'll see what snowballs from there. The Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans. So, that game, I just kind of had a feeling that Dallas was not going to cover that, despite Houston that has one of the worst records in football. Which, I have some issues with that in a bit, coming to my picks, coming for the Dallas Cowboys. And the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This must be the rising point for the Jacksonville Jaguars after what they did to the Tennessee Titans. And I know the Tennessee Titans, they fired their general manager this week. I forget the guy's name. The new guy. No, I'm not talking about the new guy. Yeah, and John Robinson, they fired him. Yeah, and all because of that. Not because of that, so... Well, not because of that. And, he didn't really put a development team on there. In Kansas City teaching the Denver Broncos, congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. He beat the Denver Broncos again. And now, officially, the Denver Broncos are out of the playoffs. Oh, I forgot. Philadelphia and the New York Giants. Philadelphia is holding its own in the NFC East. And probably the NFC division. The NFC conference, too. So they're probably, I believe they're still the number one seed in there. So they're starting to hold their own destiny on that part. After the New York Giants, doesn't look good. In the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was a really defensive game, but it held on. And, of course, Kenny Pickett has another concussion. And Mitch Trubisky's on board again. And now, possibly Mike Tomlin's going to be looking for his first losing season under his standard with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, yikes on that one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers. Congratulations, Brock Purdy. You're the first quarterback to win your first start against Tom Brady. That's pretty impressive on that one. Just say the least on that one. Now Tampa Bay's defense is just not playing well right now. Tom Brady's playing okay, but not Tampa Bay's defense. The Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers. That was an underestimating win for Carolina in that part. Baker Mayfield won in Los Angeles. Now Carolina won against Seattle. It's kind of like a twists and turns, It's kind of like a weird situation on that one. And the Miami Dolphins and the LA Chargers. This is probably one of the most upsets of the season so far, no doubt about that one. Miami needed a win to keep their playoff hopes alive, but they actually needed because they needed a win because of the Jets loss, and now this puts them in a position in a tough hole with the New York Jets right now and just holding on, still in the hunt in the playoffs. So it was the LA Chargers, to say the least. which that leads us to the Monday Night Football game last night. And this is why I'm wearing this shirt right here. So that was one of the main reasons why, because of the Patriots game last night. So anyways, that being said, for my New England Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football, first off, I wish Kyle Murray nothing but the best. That was a brutal injury he had, and nobody even touched him. That was just really bad. You could tell off when he got into the in the cart, though, that looked pretty serious. So I just hope he's okay. Wish him nothing but the best. But since that third play of the drive, it was all about the Patriots down there. Well, ever since that fumble recovery for Hopkins, and all of a sudden ran for the touchdown. It was just all over the Patriots on that one. So, but going in there, that did not look good for the Cardinals right now. And Colt McCoy didn't play flawless. He didn't make the right throws. Well, he did throw really well, but it just wasn't really on target and everything like that. So, it goes to show you. And that puts the Patriots in their own destiny right now, which they're now 7-6, and now they're controlling the 7th seed in the AFC right now. Can they recover from this? We'll find out. It's a tough road ahead, but we'll see how they do. But that's my thoughts about Week 14. Let's get on to my Week 15 picks. We're going to kick things off on the Thursday Night Football game with the NFC West Showdown for the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, for this game, Brock Purdy is going to be a quarterback again. I'm not too sure if he's going to be the future of the franchise or not. So, but in that case scenario for San Francisco, this puts them in a good position to hold their own in the NFC West. So, if they can win this game, they can probably control that right now. So, this is a big, big game for San Francisco to go around, but Seattle can knock out their pedestal. So, we'll have to find out. So, but I think San Francisco has the better edge of the defensive side of the ball. So I think they're going to win out this game outright. So I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers over the Seattle Seahawks in this game. On the line, though, San Francisco's favored by 3.5 in this game. I'm going to take San Francisco minus 3.5. Over and under, it's 43. I'm going to shoot for over 43 because this could be a high-scoring game. The Minnesota Vikings and the Indianapolis Colts. Now, this is a big win for Minnesota. They need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive and maybe get to hold their own in the NFC North. As for the Indianapolis Colts, they need to fight for the playoffs right now of their own. They're still technically not mathematically out yet, so they can still win out. But fun fact on this one, at least that's what I saw on. I think what I saw this on Facebook. Last night. It was on the Indianapolis Colts have not beaten the Minnesota Vikings, or at least I think it was the other way around, that the Vikings haven't beaten the Colts since 1997 or something like that, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, I gotta check it out again. I just saw it. Yeah, I saw the history of it. I don't know. I was just goofing around on this website at a database or something like that. I saw it. I was like, oh. Ooh. So, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think the Vikings haven't beaten the Colts since 1997, which is pretty interesting on that one, which is kind of like, holy crap. Well, not excuse my language, but it was the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, excuse me on that one. The Minnesota Vikings have not beaten the Colts since 1997, which is pretty unreal since they haven't drafted Peyton Manning. That's amazing. But anyways, that being said, the Vikings are going to be looking for their first win against the Indianapolis Colts since 1997. And I think they're going to hold that on their own. So I think that this is a good chance for them to do that with the great defense they have right there. So I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings over the Indianapolis Colts in Minnesota in this game. On the lineup, Minnesota's favored by 4 in this game. I'm going to take Minnesota minus 4. The Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is a must win for Cleveland and Baltimore. Both mathematically not even out of the playoffs yet, but one of these teams loses, they'll technically be out, but if they tie, they still have a shot. So this is pretty much to say the least. Anyways, that being said, I think Cleveland has the better edge on defense, so I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns over the Baltimore Ravens in this game. On the line, though, Cleveland's favored by 2.5 in this game. I'm going to take Cleveland minus 2.5. The Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Now, this game is going to be going in there right now. It's going to be really cold for Miami, so they're probably going to use their heaters in this one, like they had to use them on Sunday Night Football, which was 55 degrees out. They had to use heaters. So, anyways, that being said, if they're going to have to use heaters in this one, I'm not too sure how they're going to beat Buffalo in this game. So, I think, because it's going to be very cold out there this weekend in Buffalo, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills over the Miami Dolphins in this game. On the line, though, I'll give Miami this. The Buffalo Bills are favored by 6.5 in this game. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins plus 6.5. The New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, New Orleans Saints can hold their own on this one to catch in the NFC South. So can Atlanta. I think whoever wins this, I think they're going to have the slight edge of the NFC South right now. But I think it's going to be the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints over the Atlanta Falcons in this game. On the line though, the Saints are favored by 3.5 in this game. I like Atlanta plus 3.5. I think it's going to be a close scoring game. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. Now, this game is going to be a very tight one. If I believe I'm not mistaken, if the Eagles win this and have the Dallas Cowboys lose, the Dallas Cowboys get the NFC East. I'm not too sure on that one yet. I'm not sure. So I haven't looked in the mathematically a percentage on that one yet. I haven't got a chance to do that. But technically, this is a really much win for Philadelphia right now. And they need to get over the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles over the Chicago Bears in Chicago in this game. On the lineup, Philadelphia is favored by 9 in this game. I'm going to take Philadelphia minus 9. The Detroit Lions and the New York Jets. Now, offensively, the Detroit Lions is really good, but technically, the New York Jets is not. Defensively, the Jets have the better edge on this one, but if the Detroit Lions could just be all over the New York Jets offensively, this is going to be an open bag for the Detroit Lions. So I'm going to take the Detroit Lions over the New York Jets in this game as an upset pick. And on the line, though, the Jets are favored by 1.5 in this game. I'm going to take Detroit plus 1.5. The Carolina Panthers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I said, Kenny Pickett's concussion protocol. He might not be playing. So it's going to be Mitch Trubisky again. And I hate to say this to Mike Tomlin, great coach, but he's going to have a losing season this year because I can't trust Mitch Trubisky right now. So I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers over the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game. On the line, though, Carolina's favored by 2.5 in this game. I'm going to take Carolina minus 2.5. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Dallas Cowboys. This is where I'm going to tell you about the Dallas Cowboys on this one. If your head coach gives you advice how to beat your own team, you're probably going to lose. Because that's what I saw on Yahoo News the other day. Yahoo Sports the other day or something like that. I guess it was yesterday or something like that. I'm like, Mike McCarthy has advice to beat have the Jaguars for beating the Dallas Cowboys. He said if I was the Jacksonville's defensive coordinator, I'd play us a vision defense based off the last 2 weeks. That's how my mind works, and that's why we look at that. If you're giving advice to your opposing team how to beat them, you've got a problem. I would never, ever, ever tell anyone about how to beat us. I mean, that is just, you don't want to know you don't want to tell them how to beat us or anything like that. That's probably why Aaron Rodgers wanted Mike McCarthy out of there. Because he's probably telling them about how to beat the Green Bay Packers and stuff like that. So if I were Jerry Jones, I would have a serious talk with Mike McCarthy on that one. I would, because that is not the thing you definitely don't want to do as a head coach. No matter if it's high school level, pro football level, or college football level, that is not how you do it. I'm sorry to say that, but if you're going to do that, you're most likely going to lose. Like Stephen A. Smith says on ESPN all the time, on ESPN First Take, the Dallas Cowboys is an accident waiting to happen. And because of that comment that he didn't make an advice to the Jacksonville Jaguars, this could be it. So, anyways, if it's not it, we'll find out. But that being said, I'm going to take, and Jacksonville, they played really well against Tennessee, and it looks like they could creep up on the division, which I'll get to Tennessee in a bit. So, and because of that, I'm going to choose the upset in this one. I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Dallas Cowboys in this game. And if Dallas is going to lose, it's going to be all about Mike McCarthy on that one, because you should never, ever, ever do that. Never give advice for your opposing team how to beat yourself. That is just not how you get it done. But anyways, on the line now, Dallas is favored by 5 in this game. I'm going to take Jacksonville plus 5 on this one, because of that, I just cannot trust Mike McCarthy after that. Cannot. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans. Okay. Call me crazy about this spread pick. But for the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, he dominated against the Denver Broncos in this game last week. Now you get a chance to do that against Houston. So, I think because of that, I think Houston's going to be a little bit too confident about what happened against Dallas. But this is Patrick Mahomes. Different ball game. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs over the Houston Texans in this game. On the line, Kansas City is favored by 14 in this game. Call me crazy. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs minus 14. The Arizona Cardinals and the Denver Broncos. Now, this game is going to be an interesting game to say the least. The Denver Broncos are playing for pride right now because they're out of the playoffs. And as for Arizona, they're technically playing for pride right now as well. Well, mathematically, they're not out yet. But anyways, that being said, for Arizona, this is a much win they need. Even though they got 9 losses in there, they still have a shot at getting at least 8 wins to get in the playoffs. But anyways, that being said, I think I'm going to take the Arizona over the Denver Broncos in this game. On the lineup, Arizona's favored by 1.5 in this game. I'm going to take Arizona minus 1.5. My New England Patriots and the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, despite what happened last week for Josh McDaniels, and despite what Bill Belichick did against Arizona, this could be a little revenge on preseason, if you think about it, because if I remember correctly, in preseason, the Las Vegas Raiders just spanked my New England Patriots in preseason. And not only that, I think Bill Belichick's like, okay, now I know what this team's all about. So, and everything. Even though it's against his former protege, Josh McDaniels, and now because of last night, he's 15-13 against his former players and coaches. Because he played Cliff Kingsbury, who was the backup quarterback for the Patriots in the early 2000s. They were in the early years of the dynasty. So anyways, that being said, I think I'm going to take my New England Patriots over the Las Vegas Raiders in this game. Because I think not just what happened for with the Patriots last week, but how Josh McDaniels just how he managed himself not to beat have another chokehold like that. I mean, I know he'd beaten Bill Belichick before, and that was against Denver Broncos, I believe, Week 5 in 2009. So, when he pumped his fist off beating Bill Belichick, like, yeah, like that, stuff like that. Like, he did like a Hulk Hogan kind of thing, like a professional wrestler kind of thing. But I can't see it this time around, though. I really can't, because how the Las Vegas Raiders are, they're like Jacqueline Hyde. They have a good game one game, but they have a sloppy game another. So I just really can't trust that right now. So that's why I'm going to take my New England Patriots over the Las Vegas Raiders in this game. And on the line, my Patriots are 1.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take my Patriots minus 1.5. The LA Chargers and the Tennessee Titans. This is what I said about Tennessee. You got to be very careful what you're doing, because if you're going to let this division slip away against Jacksonville Jaguars, you got a problem. So, anyways, that being said, I really think that's going to be the case. After what the Los Angeles Chargers did, they want to try to control their own destiny, try to fight their way to the playoffs. So I'm going to take the LA Chargers over the Tennessee Titans in this game. On the line, though, the Chargers are favored by 2.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take the LA Chargers minus 2.5. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, for Tampa Bay's case, fix the defense, then you'll probably win. I don't care if you have Tom Brady or not. If you're not going to beat the San Francisco 49ers, you got another thing coming for the Cincinnati Bengals in this one. So anyways, that being said, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this game. On the line, though, Cincinnati is favored by 3.5 in this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati minus 3.5. Sunday Night Football. The Washington Commanders and the New York Giants in this game. for this game alone, this is the rematch from a couple weeks ago. They had the tie. Now, this is the second game. So either team needs to win, at least to get their playoff hopes alive. If the New York Giants lose this, that's the end of that. So anyways, that being said, I'm going to take the Washington Commanders over the New York Giants in this game. On the line, this is where I give the New York Giants this. The Washington Commanders are 4.5-point favorites in this game. I'm going to take the New York Giants plus 4.5. Over and under, it's 40. I'm going to shoot for over 40. Monday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams. This game is going to be a must-win for Green Bay right now. They need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. If they don't do that, they're in trouble. So, even though they're playing Baker Mayfield and it's in Lambeau, I'm still going to take the Green Bay Packers over the Los Angeles Raiders in this game. On the lineup, the Packers are favored by 8 in this game. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams plus 8. Over and under is 39. I'm going to shoot for under 39. Okay, big shout out this week is my good old buddy Justice Bridge. Find us on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. This is the reason why I'm wearing it, because I told him on his live stream, if the Patriots are going to win against the Arizona Cardinals, I would wear my I Love Breakfast t-shirt. That's the reason why I'm doing it today. So, there you go. So, this is what it is. I love breakfast. There you go. And I do like breakfast, so just so you know about that one. So, anyways, that's the reason why I did that. So, give him a big shout out over here. And the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticators in the description down below, right there. Until then, this is Andrew Warren signing off saying, rock out and eat your breakfast.